It's hard to see because they're purple. Guys, I hope you're having a great day today. It's about 8 o'clock in the evening right now here, and the sun is finally set. It's giving us some nice reprieve from the hot day today. So we have this one task that we really want to get completed today. I want to rip out these potatoes and harvest what we can. I could totally leave them and let them mature a lot longer and they would just become bigger potatoes, but I want to reclaim this space from the weeds and start fresh. So let's get into it. Six, 7, 8 potatoes. So now that the garden looks so much better just by having that little bit cleaned up, I can start weeding and reconfiguring. I hope you'll stay and watch the transformation that we make over this space, because we have a lot of really fun projects coming up. But this raised bed isn't going to stay where it is. We're going to build more raised beds, pathways, we're going to mix in perennials. I am super excited to see how this area of our yard unfolds, and I hope you'll come to watch it too. Alright, so it's a new day, and I just wanted to sit here and chat with you for a second about what I thought after finally being able to harvest my first crop of potatoes, what I want to implement for next year, and what I'm really happy with. I think my spacing was spot on. I planted my potatoes about every 6 inches, and I think that was perfect spacing. However, one thing that I wouldn't do next year is plant them in a block. I would much rather prefer to plant them in a single row and to give them support. The biggest thing that I dealt with was that they just flopped over from the wind and the rain, and it just made for a really messy looking area, and it's also just super inefficient usage of space, because if you grow vertically you can get a lot more for your small space that you may have. But other than implementing those things next year, I would leave them in the ground longer. I only left them in the ground for about 90 days just because I was sick of looking at them all flopped over. I had weeds growing where I couldn't get to them, so I figured it was just time for them to go. But I am definitely incredibly happy with how many potatoes I did get. I noticed that the Purple Majesty potatoes seem to need a longer time than the russet potatoes. I definitely got smaller Purple Majesty potatoes than I did russet. But even still, I am really happy with how many potatoes I got, and I hope I can go through them all because I don't really have a great space to store them. I am going to encourage all of you out there. If you want to grow something, forget the analysis paralysis, just do it. Just put it in the ground and it may surprise you. Because the reality is, plants want to grow. If you let nature do its thing, more times than not, you'll probably be successful. And I wasn't even gonna plant potatoes this year. I kept telling myself, the space isn't ready, I don't have adequate space to put them, you know, my vegetable garden isn't ready. But if you're waiting for the opportune time, it's not gonna come. So I encourage all of you, just get out there, plant those seeds, plant those potatoes, plant whatever. And if you don't want to start from seed, go buy something. Go to the store and just buy one tomato plant and try and get it to thrive. And if you can do that, next year grow upon it. But you can't wait until you have the perfect ideal conditions, because you're never going to have the perfect ideal conditions. So thank you for coming along and harvesting these with me. I hope there's lots more harvesting videos in our future, and I hope you'll stick around to watch them all. All right, thank you for joining us. Have a good day. Bye.